intense stuff. You've seen him in plenty of things. Tubi movies, Amazon, of course, names and credits and production. It's Kamal Smith. You wear many hats. Thanks a lot for coming in this morning.
Thanks a lot for having me, guys.
I mean, the wrong one. That looked like an intense trailer we saw there. Now, you were involved in every aspect of this film, directing, writing, acting. Tell us how that all came about.
So actually, this was the last stage play I did. I have a background in theater, and so the last piece that I did before I officially trans over into film was the wrong one. And it was just a message about domestic abuse and the seriousness of it that really evolves in this world, that a lot of people just don't even realize. You know, a lot of women are in these battered relationships, but they're hiding from it. You know what I mean? And so it was just time to, in this world right now where social media is so over the place and lots of kids or younger adults they're almost like advocating for men to hit women. And it's, you know, you see these videos, and I always wonder, like, put the phone down and help the woman.
Get involved.
You know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I mean? So it was just, for me, it was just time to transition from the theater piece to film, and so we did.
And you're obviously very passionate about it. What inspired it?
Friends from the past. So when I wrote the play back in 2015, 16, it was a friend of mine who we just, out of nowhere, had a conversation. Wasn't even supposed to be about that, and next thing you know, tears are flowing. I'm like, yeah, I had no clue. You know what I mean? And you never know what's going on in people's personal lives, but it was just something that was certain things in my life where I just don't stand for. You know what I mean? And then that's one of them. You know what I mean? I was always raised to be a gentleman, to be a man, and help, nurture, provide, but never put your hands on. You know, so there we are. You know?
Recently on social media, we've seen a lot of people getting behind these independent films and really supporting them.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is, and how do you feel about it?
So I think the independent film, the industry really evolved when the pandemic happened, right? Because everybody had to sit home and watch movies, right? And so, you know, after you watch a million movies with, you know, all the big names, the Netflix and the Hulus, it was like, okay, we've seen them all. What next, right? And so that's what helped us evolve to, well, oh, okay, what's this? And then next thing you know, it's just been a floodgate, and Detroit has really been on the rise. And I think it's really showing, you know, what independent film can do. It was, you know, so-called lower level or low budget movies, to now it's really just becoming, you know, that's an independent film. That's a great film, you know, and the notoriety has just been amazing.
Yeah, and you mentioned the city of Detroit getting more and more traction when it comes to the independent film scene. What do you think that means for both the city of Detroit and independent filmmakers as well?
Well, Detroit for sure, and not just being biased. It's factual that we have a target on our back. It's funny because, you know, we're Motown, right? And so we were known for music, but the way that we've just elevated from music, and not that music is gone, but it's just really bringing attention to our city, right, as a whole, which is great. But now these actors are getting the green lights from the bigger platforms, from the BETs, from the TV ones, you know what I mean? And you know, it's kind of cool because these are like my peers, you know what I mean? Like, dude, you getting a phone call like, you're where? California, what? You know what I mean? So the eyes are really coming on us. I think that's just great for the city. It's just great to get that recognition and showing that we really can do what we set out to do, and we're far from done.
You know, you've carved out quite a name for yourself in the independent film scene. Where did this all get started? Take us back to the beginning. When did your love for film come from?
Well, I've always loved film. So I guess shout out to you, Mom. That was one thing that we still do to this day. We were moviegoers, you know what I mean? And but you know, back as a kid, I never knew I'd be the filmmaking person. But I think just in doing theater, you know, I loved acting. I loved the raw energy right then and there, or, you know, of course, you know, people yelling at you right on stage, I can't hear you, you know, that's stuff like, all right, I know, you know what I mean? But when I got the first crack at it, I had my own sitcom, and it just kind of came out of nowhere. It was just like, man, let me take a stab at this. And I think, you know, you got the bug. I got the bug, and it was like, let's keep going. Now, granted, let me just say, you know, honestly, when I was doing the sitcom back then, I had no idea what I was doing. You know, like any job, but it was like, it was still fun.
You learn on the job,
yeah, you
right?
learn on the job. It was like, yeah, come on, so what do you want us to do with this camera? Press record. I think that's the best thing we should do. Yeah, but you know, years of experience, you get to be in this position where now I'm a mentor to so many people, and it's just kind of cool. It's kind of cool growing up and seeing all the people, you know, come under. Just really taking life by the horns and going at it. It's
it is
cool.
so cool. Give us the details on Friday night's premiere.
Yes, the wrong one. At the Riviera in Farmington. Showtime is at 8 o'clock. The red carpet event starts at 6 p.m. It's a great film, guys. Shout out to my cast and my crew. Thank you for all the work that we worked so hard on. And I'm excited for you guys to see the film, but I'm also excited for you guys to get the message.
Awesome. Kamal, thanks for coming in this morning.
Thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Go see the film, The Wrong One. You
Yes.
know when the debut is. It's Friday night, the big premiere. We're going to take a break here on CBS News at 9. Back in a couple of minutes.